Hello, YouTube. It's Carrie here. So, I'm about to go over some of the food that I got. I'm taking the red eye on the 3rd, and then arriving on the 4th, and then I start school on the 5th. So, I have to be ready. There's food's got to be ready to go. I am a hungry girl, and I don't like being hungry, so I'm getting prepared. Okay, so I wanted to go over some of the food that I got to bring home. I'm in California right now visiting my folks, and I've got awesome peppers here. So I'm bringing home like like an array of different kinds of peppers here. And what am I going to do with those? I will probably make mole with them, and then do like a tempeh in the mole. I think that was like it would be so good. Um, I went to there's a store here in Sacramento called Coriana Plaza, and they had like an international store that's got all different kinds of stuff. I also got this. So this is like a bulgur mix. It's fairly high fiber, and like I said, I'm doing sort of keto, moderate carb, low carb kind of thing. A lot of things that have carbs on the label, if they're high fiber, you can do the net carb thing. I think especially if you're doing a vegan diet, doing the net carbs is actually really, really quite useful because there is so much fiber in your diet that, you know, it changes the way that you absorb things. I feel like I've got something in my teeth, but I don't know. I just ate some Indian food, so sorry if I got stuff in my teeth. One thing that I love doing for breakfast, people always talk about what do they do for breakfast. There's a couple of things that I do for breakfast that I really, really like. I like doing a cheese pudding with coconut milk, and I'll put like cocoa in there, and usually I put hemp hearts on the top, and that'll also bump up the protein in there. I also love doing besan pancakes. What is a besan pancake? Besan is chickpea flour. It's the Indian name for chickpea flour. This stuff right here. And you can use chickpea flour in a lot of different ways. It can be used sort of like an egg substitute. And so basically what you do is you shred a bunch of vegetables, add in spices, add in the besan flour, and then water until it has like a thick pancake consistency, and then you fry it in a pan. You can use coconut oil, you can use olive oil. I tend to use coconut oil because for that kind of thing, because it has it's better for high heat. And so I'm hoping my battery doesn't die right now. If it does, I'll come back and do this again. But I like using coconut because it's got high heat, good for high heat. So another thing is lentils. One thing that they have a lot at Asian stores is seaweed. Now, people normally wouldn't think of seaweed as a protein source, but it's actually a 10-to-1 protein source. What do I mean by 10-to-1? For every 10 calories, you get 1 gram of protein. That is fantastic. So I have like a few different kinds here. And just to give you the idea of the nutritional stats on here, so calories, 40 calories, half a gram of fat, 5 grams of carbohydrate with 1.5 gram of fiber and 3 grams of protein. So a lot of that is fiber. This stuff is so good, super nutrient dense, awesome thing. If you're doing vegan, you gotta have the coconuts. Honestly, so good to really bring the richness into your food and make you fully satisfied. And there's certain things that you could do with coconut milk, but there are other things that are better to use coconut cream. And coconut cream is a thicker consistency. It's almost more like a cream. So if you're doing a sauce, that's great. I have a big thing of dried mushrooms here from Costco. This here is all of my Indian spices. And so a lot of stuff, so you have like cumin, coriander, turmeric, chili powder, and a few other things in there, and that really can like bring your food to life. You gotta do the spiralizer, man. I mean, right? So right here, this is not a standard zucchini. This is what's called a marrow, a vegetable marrow. And because these are nice and chunky, I'm going to do those in the spiralizer. And I'm going to do it, I think, with the, what was I making there? I'm going to do cashew cream sauce for the zucchini. I have all different kinds of stuff here. So I've got some tofu here. If you've never tried tempeh, tempeh is really great. I like tempeh when it's marinated really, really well. And then you can bake it, and it's really great. It's great for going on salads. It's great for going to stir fries, all different kinds of stuff. I've got eggplants here, all different kinds of veggies. These are wood ear mushrooms. I'm going to be putting that in my tofu soup that I made ahead. So let me just bring you into the fridge here. So this is a tofu soup that I make actually all the time because I really, really love it. It's got like all different kinds of, it's almost like a vegetable dump soup, but you can do it with either a plain broth, or you can do like a vegan miso. I mean, more mushrooms. These mushrooms are great. If you shred those up and put those in the best end, it's almost like an omelet, mushroom omelet, so yummy. I've got some okra here. I've got some interesting cauliflower and different greens, Asian greens. This is red amaranth. It's kind of like spinach. And I have a few other things that are maybe a little bit, more moderate. So I've got some purple sweet potatoes that I'm going to be doing some stuff with. Because I am in maintenance, and so I can do a little bit more, variation with some of those ingredients. Pumpkin seeds, very, very high in protein. And pumpkin versus sunflower, I'd go with the pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds have a distribution that's sort of like more fat and protein and less carbs, whereas sunflower seeds have more carbs in them. Same deal with the hemp hearts. Hemp hearts are like amazing keto food because the calories come from fat and protein. Pretty much that's it, fat and protein in there. And that's what you're looking for in ketogenic diet. So there's a lot more options these days. And so it's a little bit easier to be compliant. And the other thing is, more people doing Veganuary, there are going to be more options in the future because the industry will feel that economically, right? So let's all move forward. Let's save the planet, and let's eat awesome food and be happy and healthy and win life. All right. If you guys have any questions, pop them down below. If you want to see like recipe videos for anything, please request it, and I will see what I can do about that. Anyhow, happy Veganuary. T-minus what? Two days? This is starting like Wednesday, guys. All right. Bye.